Let's talk about Hyperlight Drifter. It's really good. Yeah, pretty much. It's really, really good. I finished it. It took me 7 hours to finish it, and it's really, really good. And you know what? First of all, it gets 4.5 Coco faces. Oh yeah. You did not expect that, did you? Oh yeah, this is me always. You know, when your expectations are low enough, it's very easy for me to exceed them. Check out this production value. Yeah, Coco faces. How about that? 4.5 Coco faces. Yeah, this is just me, constantly baffling you. You don't expect this. And you get these amazing things of like Heineken Coco faces for some reason. Yeah, this took me like 30 minutes to make. Yeah. Right? And this stupid, simple thing, and you're just baffled right now. It's like, bam! I'm just amazing. Alright. Anyways, let's actually talk about the game. Look at this! Okay, let's talk about the game. So, I give it 4.5 Coco faces, because there are a couple of issues with the game, but the core action is freaking fantastic. I mean, I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of mastering such a fun movement mechanic such as chain dashing. In the game you dash, that's kind of like the main thing that you do, for like the cool main mechanic of it. But you dash and then you have a slight pause and you dash and then you have a slight pause. And you can do this 3 times in a row and then you have a slightly longer cooldown, then you can do it again. But you can gain an upgrade that's chain dashing, which if you hit the button again, alright, on the controller, it's the A button. If you hit it again exactly as you finish the dash, right, there's a very specific timing for it, you can continuously dash. And it feels amazing to get it right. And there's a dash range. You can do this a limited amount of times, but it's like 25 or something. So it's not like, during standard gameplay, you won't be doing it too many times, because if you screw up and you dash into a wall, you bump into the wall and you stop. So there aren't places where you'll actually get to that amount, and the same bar that goes down as you do it and refills slowly afterwards is used for specific special attacks. So you won't actually get it, but you won't get to do it a million times. But it does make you move really fast, which is a lot of fun, obviously. And there's the dash range, and in the dash range, which is just in the shop where you get these dash upgrades, in the dash range, you've got like squares that once you go over them, they refill your bar. So basically, it's a circular area where you could just continuously chain dash forever, basically, or until you screw up. And it's very easy to screw up to just not hitting the button exactly at the correct time. And if you get over 100, you get a reward. If you get over 800, you get the second reward, which I didn't get. But it was such a pleasure learning how to use it, because I had no idea. And one of the things about Hyperlight Drifter they decided to do is tell you nothing. There's like no text in the game. They don't tell you a single thing. You have to figure out everything on your own. And that's a little bit of an issue. I mean, I can understand that. There's something cool about that, of just figuring out the game for your own. But they could have done feedback a little bit better. There's a lot of places in the game where the feedback is just not good enough, is not strong enough, and they could make understanding some of these things a little bit easier, such as the triangles. You have to collect 4 triangles, and there's doors that require a certain amount of triangles. And it would be really, really, really useful. Excuse me. Wait a second, because that's been bothering me. There's doors that require a certain amount of triangles, and it took me a little bit to understand okay, so these are the triangles, this is what I have to do. But there's actually more triangles than you need. So like you only need 3 for the boss door in the standard in most standard areas. There are doors that require more, you get other stuff, but you kind of have to figure it out. There's also monoliths, which are usually hidden, and I don't know what they do at all, and I think they're just collectibles, and maybe there are doors that you need. I still don't know everything. I finished the game, I looked up a little bit of details, and I still am not sure about everything. And on top of that, in terms of feedback, there's a ton of hidden things. There's so many hidden things. And though most of these hidden things are just, you have to just get there and find them, you have to just try, it kind of discourages you from trying in a lot of ways. First of all, it's kind of slow to go around every single edge, and it's not like, sometimes it's clued, sometimes there's a clue that there's 3 pixels there on the left, so I could probably get there. But sometimes it's just, you just have to go through an area that's like, there's trees, and if you go into the trees, you get stuck. It's like a wall. But in one area, you could actually go through the trees. And it's kind of, it's not the greatest thing in the world, because in a way you kind of want me to explore, but then I have no idea. I'm just basically trial and error trying stuff out. And in terms of dashing, if you dash into a pit, you lose 1 HP, so you can't do that forever. And that's kind of difficult. Though, with dashing specifically, you're never really expected to dash out in the open. It's never going to happen. It's not supposed to happen, because if there are secret platforms that you can't see, they're like invisible platforms or something like that, it'll clue you into that. If you're close enough, it'll clue you into that. But, so you're not supposed to do that. But still, that's kind of really harsh if you fall down. And on top of that, excuse me, and also something that's tries to remedy that is there aren't really any pixel perfect. There aren't a lot of pixel perfect dashes that you have to get like in a perfect angle. There aren't many of those. There really aren't. That's not the point of the game. The point is just to figure out where you're supposed to dash, not that this is super difficult, like execution-based dash in terms of the hidden stuff. And it takes me back to chain dashing. The chain dashing is so much fun. And the process of me going through it was, I bought chain dash, and then I tried it, and it didn't work, obviously. And I didn't exactly know what to do, so I went to the dash range, which I didn't really understand what it was. I didn't really understand the bar that these things refill when you step on them. I didn't really get what the hell's going on. But I slowly figured it out, and I slowly managed to dash twice over, and then bash into the wall. And it's like, okay, I managed to do something here. And then I did it a couple of times, and then at the end, it kind of slid instead of doing another dash, which I didn't understand why it happened. And I started doing like, and it tells me how many chain dashes in a row I managed to do at the bottom of the screen, the best and the current one. So I did like 3, and I did like 5, and I kind of got it. And then I was like, oh my god, it's working, I'm doing 20! And I got to 20, I was like really proud of myself. And then I got to 50, and I was like, oh my god, that's so good. And then I messed around with 20 a little bit more, with 20 or 30, because I didn't really get it. And then it clicked. And I got 195. I just kept going forever and ever and ever. I got 195. I was in the zone, and it just worked for me. And that felt amazing. That moment felt spectacular. And from then on out, I can chain dash 100% of the time if I want to. I can just do it now. Not forever, because it's really hard to maintain it forever. And I obviously bump into stuff when I'm just playing through the game, but it feels really good. It's so fun. It's really great. And that's just the dashing aspect of the game. In terms of just combat and everything, it's really good. It's challenging in a way. Once you get a couple of upgrades, it becomes a lot easier. It hits the sweet spot for me in terms of difficulty. I mean, I wish it was even harder. In a lot of cases, I wish it was harder, which is why I'm probably going to play some New Game Plus. Maybe even on stream in a couple of hours. So if you're watching it really early, like right now after I put this up, you could go check out my Twitch channel. And if my internet will hold up in terms of streaming, I might stream some New Game Plus, which I heard is a bit more difficult, as a New Game Plus should be. But it's good. It's great difficulty. The bosses are pretty cool. Well, at least some of them. Some of them are ridiculously stupid. Frog boss is really dumb. I just murdered him. It was really easy. But some of them are really difficult, and apparently really, really, really difficult for a lot of people. And I get that. I get the fact that it's difficult for a lot of people, and a lot of people are sad that they can't enjoy the game because it's too difficult for them. It's not meant for you. That's kind of what I want to say. I mean, you oftentimes, the argument against what I'm going to say right now is that a game should cater to as many people as possible and also have like maybe a different mode for hardcore people like me. But I think that it'll take away from the game. There's a lot of mechanics that are in this game and they're perfectly fine. And the fact that you can't grind for upgrades, I also like that, because I think grinding for upgrades is stupid. I like the fact that if you go through the game, you will get the upgrades. And the more you go through the game, the more you explore, you'll get more upgrades. You can't grind for it. I really like that. A lot of the things that the game does that might be a little bit frustrating in terms of if you screw up, if you dash off a wall, off a ledge, you'll die. Well, you'll take away HP. I'm actually really okay with that. I'm really okay with that. It kind of discourages exploration, but I feel there are more issues with exploration just because of the art style and the way that they did most of the hidden stuff that are problematic and kind of deter me from going for 100% and just exploring everything, because it's just kind of boring for me, and going between places kind of like, check this little place, it's not here, basically check every edge on the current screen that you're in and try and get there. There's not a lot of movement mechanics, it's just like try and get to pretty much on every screen to every edge, and that's kind of boring to me because there's not enough cueings in a lot of cases. Like, it's just like, yeah, you just go through the wall there, screw you, which I kind of dislike. But aside from that, the game is just really good. There's a good amount of content. It's good difficulty, and it's fun. It's fun to fight. I feel good about it. And I felt really good when I beat that kid in soccer. There's a soccer minigame, and you get absolutely nothing for beating him, which really frustrated me. I wanted a reward, but, well, I beat him. I kicked his ass, actually. It was really good, because I kind of figure it out as AI, and then you beat him, which is basically the entire game. These games are about understanding the AI and then beating it, and being better than it. And a lot of people just can't do that. Or it's just, they don't think in that manner. They don't try to understand the patterns and just combat them and do, how do you solve this pattern? How do you solve this pattern? How do you solve this pattern? And how does it vary up? And I really love doing that. I think it's a really great game, Hyper Light Drifter. I really enjoyed it. I give it 4.5 Coco faces. It's literally the best thing I've ever done. Probably. So, Hyper Light Drifter is really great. It's not for everyone, and that's okay with me. I think the game, for what it is, what they tried to do, they did a very good job. I wish the feedback was a little bit better in a lot of cases, but man, that game is fun. It's really good. I'm really happy with my purchase, and I'm gonna go play it right now. And I put hearts and stars on it. I hope this is as funny to you as it is to me. Especially the half face is not in sync with the rest of them because it's a different GIF. So it's not in sync. I don't know how to sync it. I don't really care either. I'm just happy about this. It's the best thing ever. I'm gonna use this from now on. I'm not. I might. Okay, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.